So, my big concern is the Republicans are now going to be used to market the control grid to conservatives. And I think my message, looking at what's been happening, is we have to double down on our efforts to stop the control grid. So if somebody tells you that we need biometrics or digital ID to deal with election fraud or the border, don't believe them. Don't believe it. It's a marketing job for conservatives. If I want to go to an all digital financial system, which is where I get the power, I mean, what we're looking at is a coup d'etat. And the coup d'etat is changing control of fiscal policy and the legislative and executive branches from representing the people to being controllable by the bankers. What an all digital financial system allows the bankers to do is to run all of that fiscal policy and all of the legislative policies through the financial system. So the bankers literally, it's a coup of the bankers to take control of the whole government instead of the banking half. So traditionally, we've had the people's representatives in the legislative branch and the executive branch, and then we've had the bankers run the monetary policy. Now the people who run the monetary policy, grossly oversimplified, can take over the rest. It's exactly what we saw that great video of Carstens from the Bank of International Settlement saying, we can make the rules centrally and we can enforce the rules centrally, and that includes taxation without representation. And so the question is, how can you sell this? Chairman Powell has said he needs new legislation and legislative authority to do that. And of course, you need a way of selling conservatives on, I hate to say this, giving up their First Amendment rights, giving up their Second Amendment rights, giving up their guns, or having gun control radically increased. But most of all, they need to be sold on digital IDs and biometrics. And what Trump and that group is really good at doing is saying, oh, we have to stop immigration on the border. So everybody needs an ID so we can send the immigrants home and stop immigration. That's number one. Or we need more surveillance and more control. And that includes the digital IDs and election fraud. So there's a real push to get conservatives to buy into the control model, for different reasons that are used in different sort of marketing to the, people of different political persuasions. And what we're seeing, and I'm just reading between the lines at the RNC, we're using all sorts. It's really beautiful seeing diversity used as a way of pushing out the patriots. And there's a real effort now. I think you've seen a lot of factions coalesce around a Republican sweep of both Congress and the presidency. And on that sweep, they would love to push through the control grid. I don't know.